Hey everyone, welcome back to another Tech Tuesday. On this episode, I wanted to talk about how to edit audio track. So let's get into it. So first things first, I guess, is how to get an audio track into the program. Obviously, you could just straight up record it. Or if you have like an epic sample that you want to use and you absolutely must have it, then there's two ways you can do it. You can either go under Files up here, and as you can see, you can find your desktop and your documents and your music folder as well. So there's different folders. I think that's the way you can add folders as well. So you can obviously just go in and drag whatever you want over, and it'll just work just like with loops, effects, and instruments, and with pretty much everything else. Or you can just straight up go out to your files and you can just drag in whatever you want. You see, I just had my album open just because shameless plug. Um, so obviously you can just do that, just drag it out from the folders wherever you want to. Something that is important is to remember that Studio One, I have Studio One 5 Professional, and I can use pretty much any audio file, but things like Studio One Artist can't drag in certain audio files. I'm not sure, why they, I guess I know why they decided to do that. But yeah, so that's how you add in certain audio files. Pretty relatively straightforward. So what I really want to get into is what happens when you right click and all this super scary complicated stuff. So first thing, I guess we'll just go one by one. First thing is file tempo. This is the original tempo of the file. If you guys remember way back in episode 1, the original tempo of this track was 120, but I changed it to 90 down here. So the original file tempo, the file tempo is just the original file tempo. So if I change this to 100, then it would change it from 120 to 100, so on and so forth. So if I say change the original file tempo to 130, it would act like it was slowing it down from 130 to 90, and it would, and obviously it's lagging behind now because it's slowing it down slower than the rest of the tracks, which is also why it bled over into the other things. So that's what file tempo is. Yeah, so next is speed up, which is basically like file tempo, but say something is too slow or too fast, you can just go in and you can say like 2.0 and it'll speed it up to, Oh man, I forgot. Okay. So yeah, that's what speed up does. It just speeds the file up, or you can slow it down. I do have negative five. No, and then you can't do negatives, but you can go into decimals. So if you're really good with decimals, then you'll be able to know how much you're slowing and speeding up the track. So that's what speed up is. I don't know why I keep closing this. So up next is transpose, which is basically like if you're a keyboard player, you know that the transpose button brings it up and down, so you can cheat. It's basically the same thing here. If you bring it up, say I want to bring it up 2 semitones, I can solo it, and you see it's higher up now. So that's what transpose does. You can bring it higher up or lower by however notes you want to. Tune is the same thing, but it's much more fine tuned. So say you want to get in between, say you want to get in between, not say you want to get in between or in between like half steps or something like that. You can go into tune and say I want it, I'll just say 30. See if you can hear it. See how it sounds out of tune? Because it brought it up by 30 basically. So 0. We don't need that. So that's what that is. Now we're getting into this this stuff. It looks weird, like bend marker. It gets all threatening and dark. Ooh. But really all bend marker is that it's not on right now. But when you go into it, basically detects these basically the audio itself. You can detect and you can move it up and down, stuff like that. Now the gain envelope is really, really interesting. So basically what it is let me zoom in, is if you have like a section of track that you need to be louder, you just go to the gain envelope and you can bring it up like that, and you can bring it down. So you can do stuff like that. Undo move points, undo insert points, and undo modify. And then you just turn it off and it'll go off. Time lock is just, time lock, you just lock the tempo, I believe. And edit lock makes it that you can't edit any of this stuff. Not sure why you would want to do that. I guess you want to keep somebody from, messing with your stuff, although they can obviously edit lock is on, so they can just turn it back off. But that's what that is. Obviously, cut, copy, and delete. Those are your standard, stuff. You see the hotkeys are the same as pretty much everything on a Windows device. Control X, you can bring it back. Control V to bring it in, which they don't say, so that's important. Is that Control V is how you paste something. Obviously, copy is Control C. Delete is obviously just delete. You can delete the track, bring it back, all that. Duplicate, I talked about in the first tutorial. It's just same as pressing D. You can just duplicate the track and it'll go to after that. Pretty self-explanatory stuff there. Recent items, I'm not going to get into this because this is going into, because this all involves all this stuff. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. That's a lot of, oh my gosh. Yeah. Okay, so, that's a lot of stuff, and I think this tutorial is getting a little long anyway, so I'm going to go into these 3 things in the next maybe couple of videos. These are pretty long. So, I'm going to go ahead and cut it right here, I guess. And next time we'll get into all of this deeper stuff, because these could dang near be a video all on their own. So that's what I'm going to do. So that's pretty much it. Let me go ahead and play my song. Ooh, real quick, one thing. There's also a cheat you can do if you right click where there's nothing. You can select all, right click, and say you want to transpose it up to. It'll transpose everything in the track, and you can. It sounds really out of tune right now, but that is a thing you can do. I don't know why it sounds so bad, but you can obviously transpose everything up or down. If you select all and then right click, it'll do everything all at once. So that's pretty much it. Is it just me? Oh, that's why. I forgot to change the tune. Okay, so obviously you need to make sure that when you're done with your tuning, then you fix it or else it sounds terrible. So that's pretty much it, you guys. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you on the next video.